I
No,
meant that.
no.
Oh, I should probably start recording too.
No, not for now.
Beep.
And Dabo's here. Beep boop,
Sorry.
indeed.
Traffic said to last about an hour and a half. On something that's like 20 minutes long. So yeah.
That's fine.
Then I get distracted by dog.
Okay. We don't know where Goat is, but Goat is like offline, I think.
Goat, no.
It's very sad, longing cry.
Hola, amigos. Welcome
Hola.
to Sin Nombre por Ahora.
That's not
Is
a
that
word.
racist?
Kinda, sorta.
No, it's
Lime,
not.
is that racist?
It's
You're
not
Mexican, right?
Lime, you be the judge of if it's racist or not.
Only Dabo is racist.
Okay, anyway. People remember what happened last time, correct? I know
Nope.
Dabo wasn't here for the very end, but basically you just went to sleep in a dome with the Tieflin woman.
And my mule is alive, correct?
The mule is alive.
The mule is dead.
The mule is alive.
The mule is dead.
Yes, you slept with the Tiefling woman. All of you slept with the Tiefling woman.
It was a very...
In a very platonic
Very-
sense.
It was a good night. Of course. Okay, well, rip goat. He had a good run.
Do I have, genitalia? Does a robot have?
I don't think we ever discussed. I think I said that you'd have to decide that yourself.
All right, so the fortress has a about a 2 foot long. No, I'm just kidding.
Nope.
So yeah, if everyone's ready, we can begin with you all waking up after a long rest. When you wake up, the Tiefling woman seems to have already left, having rested a bit before you got back, and she left right at dawn. Currently, it's a couple hours past dawn, and yeah, you're on the road, which leads to the next large town over.
Alright.
I'm just gonna be leading my dog. I mean, not my dog. What am I talking about?
You're
My
stealing
mule.
Malreinn?
No. Leading my mule, just along with my stuff in it.
Okay, and are you all just going along the dancing road towards the next town?
I believe so.
Okay. You continue walking for a bit. You very quickly pass by the crypt that you had went into last night, knowing that it had fully been emptied out from creepy ghost ladies. And you keep walking for a few more hours. I'm going to need one of you, let's say Bongo, roll me a d5.
Don't mess this up, Bongo.
That is exactly what I was actually hoping you'd roll.
Oh,
Which is quite
great.
funny. That's kind of hilarious that it turns out to be that,
Great.
considering that's the thing I did a lot of work for. But anyway, as you're walking, you see in the distance a sort of figure leaning over a cart, which seems to be on the side of the dancing road, probably broken down. A good couple 100 feet across the road, up the road. You can just see in the distance.
I'm gonna scan the area for.
Malreinn will send himself to scope it out. But yeah, you can send Malor. Just give Malor can give me a stealth and perception check.
Oh me, oh my. What could it be?
It's several rust monsters.
All of the rust monsters have collectively collected into one location.
is 16 gelatinous cubes that are formed to make a giant gelatinous cube.
Several rust monsters with no HP bars. And every time they die, it actually forms into 2 gelatinous cubes.
Oh, no.
And each time a gelatinous cube dies, it forms into 2 mimics. And each time a mimic dies, it forms into 2 rug of smotherings.
Mm-mm.
Rug of smother.
And each time a rug of smothering dies, it turns into a modrone.
And then they just become Tarasks.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a lot of Tarasks.
we all just said Tarasks.
Thorax.
Oh, okay, literally 3 people thought of Tarasks at the same time.
I thought of shambling bushes or whatever they're called.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Do you remember when I put? I don't want to get sidetracked this early, but remember when I put bushes? I talked about shambling bushes in the D&D chat, and then just put a bunch of bushes in the next session, so you'll get
They
freaked
all
out.
had health bars.
Yeah.
The right time to kill the bushes.
Anyway, yeah, you just see this figure in the distance. Malreinn and Malor move up a bit, or Malor scouts out in particular ahead, and Malor reports back to you. You can you communicate with Malor? Can't remember. I think you can, right? No, can you? You need to talk to animals to actually understand what it's saying.
It's like a find familiar thing, but just
It's not find familiar. It's a different thing. It's
Just a pet.
beast companion, or whatever. It'd be good to get knowledge on this early on.
I want the ultimate Tarask battle.
No, you can't actually understand what it says, but you can. Yeah, you casting speak with animals. That's a smart question for smart people, Eileen. But yeah, you cast a spell and you speak to Mala, who looks up to you. It's like I don't know if I can speak like a dog, but yeah, it's like one guy.
Right.
One guy. Woo. No, one guy. He's an orc. He's got purple clothes. He's an orc, and he's an orc. That's basically the message that gets conveyed. His cart's broken down.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Well, currently that's what only Malreinn knows this. Mallow's just been barking, and Malreinn understands what the barks mean. To roleplay it out fully, woof woof, woof 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 woof, woof, and indeed woof.
And indeed,
Does it
wolf.
say indeed?
It could talk, but it's just gonna say and indeed wolf.
Yeah, exactly. You're just skipping down the road, okay?
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play code. But I can't speak.
Give me just a performance check to see how well you're pretending to understand. This is more performance than deception.
Oh,
Only insight it if you actually like care enough to figure out if she's like lying. No, she seems to understand it. She seems pretty genuine. You've seen her obliterate someone by touching them. So
the dog
she
basically
must be extremely powerful. I think the dog would probably know anyway that Eileen wasn't understanding him. Her, rather. I will confuse the. For some reason, whenever I see like a pet in a companion thing, I will always assume they're male first. It's weird. See, unless it's a horse. Horses, I always assume a female because of Epona. I think it's just the first one you've encountered is like all that.
I think every animal is actually male. So, yeah. No females in the animal.
I learned Doglish in Witch College.
Ah, yes. Makes sense.
But yeah, I always called you Dimble. Therud, you completely see through it as well. She's obviously bullshitting.
You mean Aravan?
You mean Roscoe?
I would already believe her no matter what, because I don't have a lying senses.
The lying senses.
There's also one of those things that if you don't care enough to actually make a check. But yeah, currently you're just standing about like 180-ish feet away from this person who's having trouble fixing their cart.
Why don't we help him fix it? I mean,
Of course, nobody actually knows that he's like having trouble fixing his cart apart from Malreinn. Yeah, it's an orc. Or at least that's what Mallow thinks it's an orc.
It's just walk.
I'm just going to skip right up here. If nobody's going to stop you, you can just start skipping forward. It's quite a distance to skip, but you do skip along. Okay, give me a dexterity check, and Eileen, give me a dexterity saving throw. Just see if you're, because this is more a matter of just quickly trying to grab her as she's starting to skip off. Not bad. Can Eileen beat it? No. Yeah, so you start skipping past him, and he just quickly grabs you with a winged arm, stopping you in your tracks.
Orcs are our best friends. Are you a racist? Okay, that answers that question.
Funnily enough, I'm pretty sure isn't Malreinn the only one who didn't see you inflict wounds before?
Them.
I think he was the only one who didn't because it was too dark.
What a blind boy.
Okay, yeah, you skip all the way down. And Markus is following. Are you all following, or is Malreinn going to sort of stay back?
I will follow. You gotta skip ahead.
I'll lead the followers. Okay. But yeah, you all sort of approach Malreinn and Mallow, sort of giving the orc a wide berth. But yeah, as you approach, you see the guy. He's I think everyone who's not a dog would see this more clearly. He's not actually an orc, but he's a half orc, dressed in quite ostentatious purple clothing. I think that word. I think that's the second time I've used this word in this campaign without actually knowing what it means. But yeah, ostentatious clothing.
And then
I think I also googled the definition and completely forgot it right afterwards. Anyway.
Yep.
it means fancy, but it's like even fancier.
Yeah, so it's like very, very overly gaudily dressed, and he seems to be struggling to fix a broken wheel on his wagon. He doesn't seem to notice anyone approaching.
Okay, could I have advantage? Okay, hypothetically speaking, would I have advantage in fixing this because I like worked on a caravan?
Yeah, but I don't think you'd have advantage, but you'd have like an unseen bonus to it if you tried like actually actively helping to fix.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk up and then fix it. Just like, oh, okay, how bad is it broken? How bad are we talking?
It's the wheel is fucked basically. The wheel sort of snapped. It's clearly gone over a rock or something, and the wheel's just gone broken. Are you going to try and scare him? So you jump out and say boo. Give me just, I think, performance. It's not really intimidation, it's more performance check. You jump out and you just go, roar, boo, sort of trying to just make him jump. He seems to turn his head very slowly and to be like, well, hi there, nice to meet you. I seem to be having a bit of trouble with my cart. Well, that's very fortunate, isn't it? Okay, give me an insight check. You haven't heard him talk much. He seems a bit sketchy. You've definitely heard of people like pretending to need help on the road, on the dancing road, and then having their friends ambush. But you're not entirely sure. This guy seems weird, but
Can
you
I
don't
make
think you don't think necessarily evil. He hasn't given anything to give you to you don't get the impression that he's immediately dangerous anyway. Just very weird.
Can I scan the area?
Yeah, just give me a perception check.
Oh, whoops.
Marcus can do the same.
Good job.
Okay. Marcus, you don't seem to notice anything. You're more focusing on him. Dabo, as you're looking, Fortress, as you're sort of scanning the environment, you do see a couple of figures just quickly moving between a couple of trees. Humanoid figures.
I'm gonna like fully extend my hands and swords and everything, and like get like in like a fighting stance.
Towards
The people in the
Okay.
woods. I'm just gonna say, reveal yourself.
Okay, you just sort of say that really loudly. You're jumping into the car, okay. The guy, you don't see, you sort of are trying to scan the woods for these figures, but you don't really see where they went. They seem to be hiding now. The orc man is just like, "What's up with your robot friend? What's up with your robot friend? I like how my voice changed. It's gonna constantly change until I get used to it."
There are, how should I say this? Humanoids in the forest.
He sort of turns back to Eileen and is like, "Well, gets pulled along. You pull along the cart and you can carry a lot of things with it. Have you never seen a cart before?" Yeah.
There are any animals?
No, there's no animals on it though. It's a horse-drawn cart, but there's no horses.
Where are your horses?
Oh, well, I'm a magician by trade. I have magical steeds. I've dismissed them for now.
Just gonna continue scanning this forest.
Oh, I'm not really the one who does the tricks, and he sort of reaches around his pocket and steps up to Marcus and holds out a small leather pouch, which he holds towards you, but definitely holding quite tightly around it. Just take a card. They'll show you many tricks. He just holds out this deck of open cards. You can see there's like probably more than 50 cards in it. Looks like there's more cards than a regular deck of cards. He's weird. He's very unusual in that Marcus has never encountered anything like this. Yeah, Eileen sees him like sort of hold out this sort of deck of cards towards Marcus. Magic, magic, magic. Okay, Marcus takes a card. Please roll me 1d78. Very specific number, I know.
I'm rolling for hit points. This is a damage roll. Just type /roll and then the dice.
Yes, /R space. Cool. 14. Oh no, that's the terrible one. I say, completely making it up. Okay. Okay. You pull out a card, and you get a brief look at it before it fades out of existence and crumbles to this fine golden dust in your hands. It looks like a king holding up a spear, but you pull it up, and as you're pulling it out, it looks like it's upside down. As it fades out, everyone around Markus watches as his brow furrows, and he becomes completely enraged. Markus, for the next hour, you just want to break shit. You wanna break everything you can. You don't want to hurt people, but you just want to break some stuff. I mean, you haven't noticed much. You just notice him like get this angry look on his face. You're just gonna start running around hitting things with the sword. Okay, give me a strength check with advantage because you're so fucking angry. This orc man just turns to you and is like, "It's a pretty powerful device." You try pulling this tree out. You're pretty strong, and you do manage to like start ripping off a few branches of this thing, but it's not coming out. It's a bit too tough. Just kick it, beat up the tree. That's not the only thing it can do. It can do a lot more than that. It can give you great riches. Well, that's a bit forward. Don't you want to buy me dinner first?
Oh, I get it.
And he sort of just holds this deck out to you as well. As Markus is stomping around, smashing trees, give me another perception check. Since you've sort of wandered off a bit, trying to go more towards trees. You actually immediately spot these two humans. They seem to be wearing like kind of tattered, muddy clothing. They've got crossbows and swords, and they seem to notice you, and then you get a panicked look as they don't immediately. No, as yeah, one of them's going to fire a crossbow bolt towards you, just immediately.
Do I see this?
You do.
Okay, I'm gonna start running towards there.
Okay. I'm gonna need everyone to don't roll initiative yet. People will in a second. Okay. Okay. Now you can click on your characters and roll initiative. Oh yeah, Malreinn's not hit. Malreinn can still roll initiative because he was still watching the stuff, but you don't need to. You don't necessarily do anything. And yeah, you're going to pull a card as well. It's just this is like all happening at the same time now. Yes, the jester. Okay. Okay. Lime hasn't rolled. Just to make it easier, I'm taking out Faendal from the day and just removing a bandit. And I'll roll for Therud.
Oh, that's a big dude.
Okay, so first things first is that bolt got fired towards you, so I'll do that first. Which is going to miss, and now it's the bandits' turns. These bandits seem like quite shocked and panicked. They're going to sort of like scatter around. Clearly their plan to ambush was taken a bit away, and all three of them are going to fire bolts towards you while one reloads. One of them is going to hit you only. It's going to deal Disarm damage. Where's my D8? I need to double check the values on this. Yeah, 20 plus 1. Take 4 points of damage, piercing damage, as this bolt just thuds into you. The other ones just fly past your sides. It's not helping your anger issue. Speaking of which, it is your turn. They're all shot at you, but this one is the one that hit, I'll say. Jesus. You kill this guy in one hit. You just grab your sword and swing it down. You cleave. You basically cut him right in half from one of his shoulders all the way down to his pelvis. It's just cut in half. The one who is right here just looks at you. The one that's like right behind him is just looking at you terrified, and he just completely drops his crossbow out of fear.
I keep forgetting Rob is a character is playing character that does damage.
Yeah. That damage is about what Eric did at the end of the campaign. Anyway, it's Malreinn's turn. I will say Malreinn doesn't really notice anything going on because he's like even further away from everyone than everyone else. So currently, you can't really do anything until like people try and get you or something like that. Dabo, you do notice this going on.
Oh, I don't have my tournament open. Let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna rush towards. What's my speed? 30. I'm gonna get a javelin out. Run about. How far can I run? Run about right here, and then throw my javelin at the bleeder.
Okay. You see this one who looks definitely like a leader. He seems to be wearing slightly nicer clothing, but still quite messy. A nasty-looking scimitar on his side. Just toss this javelin. It cuts across his side, dealing 6 points. Pretty decent.
Crap.
These guys don't seem too tough.
I should have raged. Whoops.
On the bandit leader's turn, he turns around, seeing this terrifying Markus just running around and instantly killing one person, and this metal guy is like, "We need to run," and he starts running. I've put him there for now, but he's basically running away. Eileen, you said you were picking a card, right? So yeah, with your action, you just pick up a card. Please roll me 1d78. That's a really difficult thing to say. 1d78.
Just continuing to pick the cards.
44. Okay. Okay, now time to see if it's the good effect or the bad effect. Okay. You pull out a card. It's got two small rocks on it, a white rock and a black rock. You seem to pull it out upright, and it fades from your hand into a golden dust. And take a look at your character sheet. Okay. So I'll send it to you privately. What happens? But I'll do it for you because it's a bit complicated. So I'll send it to you on Discord. So I'll do that for you. And so yeah, that's what happens. You sort of feel you immediately just like you tap your pocket and you're like, oh, that happened. And but yeah, that's your action. You turn and see this sort of small skirmish going on. You can get involved if you want. You've got a movement and a bonus action left. No? He seems to just be kindly giving you a card. You don't think he'd attack you? He doesn't attack you? Okay. Okay, in that case, it's Therud's turn. Therud's just going to move up, and I'm just going to make him use a cantrip on that bandit that's behind Markus. What cantrips does he have? Firebolt. Okay, that's not going to hit. It's just going to be too low to hit and just sort of sails over Markus's head, but he doesn't care. He's too angry. This bandit's going to start. The bandits are always going to basically run away 30 feet in various directions. And that's like, so they're running away. Is Markus going to chase? Because I assume. Actually, piercing that leader, yeah. Okay. Going to be enough to take him down too. With the injury that he sustained earlier, it's going to be enough. Just goes down with one more slash. I will say at this point, none of you would be able to really chase down any of the other bandits, and they are not interested in chasing. So that's probably the fastest initiative ever, because Markus terrified them.
All right.
So yeah, you're now out of initiative.
Is Markus gonna try to run after him?
Markus can try, but they run at the same speed as him, so they'd be able to just outrun him. Okay, just make me a javelin attack. Because if you've got a couple of javelins, just give me 2 javelin attacks, because if you hit them, yeah, you'd be able to take him out. Takes you some time, but you do manage to javelin with one, hitting him through the leg, and it sort of makes him limp, and then the other one kills him. You kill him, but the other 2 manage to get away because you don't really know which way they went. So that happened. Okay, give me another strength check with advantage. Why not? You're pumped up. Hey, Bongo, you missed an entire initiative.
An entire initiative. Wow.
An entire fight, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pull up a small tree, just throw it to the ground.
What in the world's going on?
Markus is hulking out.
Oh, okay. What?
This half-orc man seems to turn towards Eileen and is like, you know, I have a feeling that fate brought us together.
I'm gonna
Hey,
start running back to this guy.
And as he talked to Eileen, he's like, thanks for helping me fix my cart, by the way. And as you look over, the cart that was once like lying broken on the floor, its wheel seems to be completely fixed, as if it was never broken. And standing in front of the cart are 2 very light purple miasmic horses that kind of look like northern lights, sort of phasing in and out of existence.
Wow.
He shakes your hand, and his hand is much larger than yours, but he shakes your hand still holding this deck of cards and seems to leave it in your hand as he pulls his hand back away. It was a pleasure meeting you. And he just hops up onto his cart. Anyone going to do anything?
Item? What?
He's going to take an hour, so he's still got some rage in him. I don't have a name per se.
Oh.
If you'd like.
Let her name him. Great idea.
You can't find so Marcus, you can't find any of these small animals around, so you just end up starting punching through the ground, trying to grab like weasels or whatever and pull them out of the ground.
But you can get
With
steak
not
from trees.
really much success.
Where does steak come from? Trees.
Erevan. That's an interesting name. Well, I hope to see you again someday. And the cart starts pulling away.
Erevan is a fine name. You now have a pile of business cards.
Yeah. In your inventory, you have the deck that he gave you.
I'm angry that I'm angry. More magic tricks.
And he just starts cackling evilly.
Ha 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 ha.
Aha, I will destroy the world. Ha 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 ha. System error. Ha ha.
Is anyone going to do anything for the next hour while Marcus calms down? As he's
gonna,
just
like,
slashing
make sure
everything.
he doesn't kill himself or something.
Yeah, you sort of like watch over him. He seems angry, but he's containing himself as much as possible.
I mean, I'm not gonna make any effort to stop him.
He at least doesn't seem to be hurting any people anymore. Oh yeah, you can easily find food. As a ranger, you don't even need to try to find food. It's like food basically just falls into your hands.
Rip. Sure.
Okay, who's pulling a card first? Because the order you pull cards does actually matter in this. Okay, Malreinn, please roll me 1d78.
78.
Yeah. There's a reason it's such a specific number.
Wait, how many?
It's
Wait.
because you were trying to make 100 things and then it stopped at
And got
78.
lazy. No, it's based on a tarot deck.
I was literally
Tarot
looking up
deck,
how
I
many
should say.
tarot cards are in a deck. Right when you said that. Because I thought that's what it was.
You type in the text box /r space 1d78.
78 cards, I knew it. The outboard is shown in D&D 4th edition Essentials mod.
Oh, that's one of the big ones, I think. The bigger the number, the more likely it's going to be a permanent or long-lasting effect.
Ooh.
Okay!
Okay.
Okay!
Okay.
You pull out the Lovers card,
Oh. Uh-huh.
which shows a human couple holding hands. And your memory goes towards a certain woman from your past. before the card phases out into golden dust in your hands. Something's happened. You don't know what, but you just that thought in your head just comes into your mind quickly and then leaves. Is Therud pulling a card?
Does that answer your question?
Let's take a look. 67. That's another one of the big ones. Okay, you got the fun one.
Yes.
So this one is one of those ones that like I'll just leave it to you and I'll hear your reaction.
In Discord?
Yeah. So this is fun.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
Oh.
So, yeah, roll me 64.
Okay.
I can change. I'll change the numbers. 6d4. Okay, that could have gone better.
Not a single. Okay.
Not a single 4.
I thought it was a D6 at first, and that makes a lot more sense now.
Owie. My stats.
Bongo's max health has gone down.
Oh God.
So yeah, you feel a pretty shitty feeling wash over you. You feel a bit smarter.
At least my intelligence went up.
Your intelligence went up and your wisdom went up, but everything else went down.
You turned into a wizard.
His HP went down by 3. Which is saying something considering his max HP is now like 21.
Was
I think no, is it lower than that now? No, it's 21 now, I think.
Alright, I'll literally just increase my con next level up.
Your con.
I think I needed my dexterity because that's my armor.
Now there's only 74 cards left in the deck.
I'll increase my dex and my con next level. Wanna pull a card, huh?
I like how also you're the first person to draw like a truly negative effect from the deck, and it's you.
Of
The
course,
Erevan luck is coming back.
Dude, this is the new character. He's going back to Erevan. I'm a wizard. I got luck stuff. This is Erevan too. Let's go.
Aren't you a sorcerer?
No, I'm a wizard.
Oh,
He's a wizard, Harry.
Sorcerer was Rasco in No Name for Now 4.
But aren't you like a wild mage?
I am,
No, he's like the good version of a wild mage. Oh, whoops.
I'm a wild mage in another campaign.
School of Invention wizard.
If you insist, madam.
I invented magic.
I
Invented magic.
I'll pull a card if she's handing it to me.
Okay. 1d78.
Is it like 74 now?
No, there are 74 cards. If you pick something that's already been picked, I'll just make you re-roll. Which is going to be fun when there's like half the cards missing.
Wait, so 2 of the cards were already gone when we were drawing?
No, because they already drew 2. Rob and Lime already drew a card each.
Okay.
32.
32. This is the greatest deck of all time.
You feel calm wash over you, and something happens. I will change it on your character sheet. For the next 24 hours, a stat is changed slightly, and I'll show you that in one moment. As soon as I figure out how to do that. I think it's here somewhere. Is it here? I think it's here.
What is
So,
that?
do you see? So you see what happened with your stats?
My wisdom changed?
Yeah. You feel suddenly super wise. for the next 24 hours.
My wisdom double?
His wisdom went up by 8
8.
for 24 hours, and his wisdom modifier is only 16 now. So-
It's all it's all like temporary.
Yeah,
There's
That's
a new
so
total
fancy.
drama gone
I
viral.
figured this out recently, and I'm like, it's a lifesaver. Now I can actually use like strength draining effects on you and stuff,
Wait,
and
what?
not make it really annoying. Haha.
Wait, what?
It's blue, but if I hover over it, it says it's 8.
Wait, how do you do
Yeah.
that?
And I can roll and
In
it's
the cog
almost-
area
Oh, the cog area.
settings.
Ah, I see. That makes
But yeah,
sense.
nothing that you know. You don't notice any changes that happen to you
Okay, that's cool.
for Malreinn. Yeah, I think enough time's passed by now that Markus is sort of just coming out of his rage. You see a tree in front of you, quite a large tree, that's just got like a huge dent in it from where he's been punching it. Yeah, Markus remembers what happens. I think Markus isn't like brain dead. He understands like, oh, this this deck of cards is clearly very, very powerful and probably a bit dangerous. Yeah.
It is a very good deck. I don't know what you're talking about.
I will say the card that Bongo drew was Wheel of Fortune, and the card that I need to check the other one. Dabo drew the Four of Flowers, because I use flowers as a suit in this deck instead of cups, because cups is such a lame thing.
Cups.
Yeah, cups.
Cups. Cups.
Cups.
Cups.
Cups.
Cups.
Cups.
Cups.
Cups.
Why are we
You
doing this?
drew no, you drew like the King of Spears. And yeah, the cart's gone, the guy's gone. Would you like to continue to the next town over?
C.
Yeah, so you all continue. It does take a day of travel. Everyone does need to rest for the night. I'm not going to make you pick an order of resting because it's a restful night. You wake up in the morning and travel for another half of a day before finally seeing the town in the distance. It's getting to about 2 p.m., 3 p.m., sort of late afternoon time. And as you're approaching the town, something feels off, and you can see the town a good jog away, and you can see smoke sort of starting to rise from the town.
What?
Thick black smoke. Thick with 2 C's.
Thick.
I like how
black.
I can't even say that word now, ever.
Of course not. Because the word's too thick.
It's thick smoke.
The thickest of smokes.
I will say, Markus, you can give me an intelligence check. Just to see what you know about this town. So the town's name is Aldvarg. It's primarily a hunting town that makes its trade with hunting. You've met people, well, not personally met, but you've definitely seen people like the lords and ladies before. You think it's got a lord, just one lord, who's like, who was weird in that he never wanted to marry anyone.
Gay.
You
Gay.
know that
Call it now. Gay.
you know that the town was the town had a lot of orcs and humans. It was a very strange mix of orcs and humans. It used to be like an orc tribe, then it got taken over by humans, and the two eventually sort of reached some level of peace. So yeah, that's the town. Aldvarg. Aldvarg. It's like Swedish for Wild Boar. If you're wondering how I'm coming up with town names, it's literally just putting words through an English to Swedish translator. Most of them are the names of fish. Like Kolja is like cod in Swedish or something.
Great.
Wow.
You don't know my story. You don't know where I've been. You don't know how many
Gosh, you
people
don't
I've killed.
You don't understand me.
Dad.
Are you going to go quickly to check out the smoke, or sort of like more slowly? Okay, you're sending Malreinn across. And is everyone else moving along?
Yep.
C.
Okay, so everyone's sort of moving. Malreinn's staying a little bit further back, but making Mala keep pace with everyone. And all of you arrive at the front of the town. Immediately, it gets even weirder. There's no guards standing outside of the front of the gates. And you see two large fires forming.
Oh.
You don't really know what the buildings are, but there's two fairly considerable fires. A lot of civilians are trying to put out one of the fires, but the other one's going completely it's kind of going out of control. Nobody seems to be tending to that fire. Ahead of the two fires, there's a group of very angry-looking townsfolk who seem to be making a lot of noise, and they're being held off by several of the guards of the town. And there's a huge commotion going on. Seems like some sort of riot or rebellion.
Yes. Oh, sweet. It's looting time.
So who you talk to? You're just going to step up and
It's all looting.
start talking to guards. Okay, so you sort of step forward, and you almost like struggle to actually get towards the guards because there's this almost like semicircle of mostly orcs and half orcs just sort of around these guards who seem to be protecting the Lord's house. They're standing right in front of it. You sort of start shouting towards the guards, but give me a performance check just to see how loud you are. You're struggling. Your voice is kind of getting washed out with all of these people shouting. You hear Marreinn stayed a bit behind you. Mala's just ahead of with everyone else. Your voice is kind of getting over. I can't think of the word. Your voice is getting drowned out by all of the other people shouting. You hear one very large orc man in particular shouting up. It's like, he's killing us one by one. He's killing us. He's not fit to be in office. And this female who looks like a paladin or some sort of guard in this dusty maroon armor. She's just yelling back. I told you, get back. We need to put out the fires. This is not appropriate behavior.
Oh no.
I know what that is without even like reading
You
what
ever-
any words of it.
I thought it was either going to be that or it was going to be, what did you say about me, you little bitch?
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Dark Plagueis the Wise? I thought not. It's not a story that you ever tell me. It's a Sith legend.
But yeah, that's what Markus is hearing in particular. Meanwhile, the civilians are sort of struggling to put out these large fires. It definitely seems to. Give me a perception check. Yeah, and if you want to try and get the guards' attention, you can just Markus, because he's asking about something. But yeah, if you want to give me a performance check, Eileen, it definitely seems there seems to be some sort of level of race war to it. There's a lot more orcs and half orcs on the shouting end, and a lot more humans on the guard side. But you do see a couple of humans shouting, and you do see a couple of orcs and half orcs as guards. It seems to be a bit weighted towards a race war, but not like it's not like it's not orcs versus humans. It's more leaning that way. Eileen, you do manage to shout up, and the guard seems to. One of the guards, at least this half-orc guard, seems to look over you. It's like, please, miss, just calm down. Move aside. We need to get everyone calmed down. Seems to just be very dismissive of you, but sort of a bit confused as to why everyone's just getting very shouty. This half-orc man seems to. You seem to have found a sort of a part where these people aren't being as loud, and you sort of walk a bit close to this half-orc guy, and he's like, look, there's been murders going on. Everyone's in a bit of a panic state, so please, could you help the people put out the fires? That would help us a lot. It sort of turns back to this crowd, starts shouting at them to stop getting so close to this lord's house.
Could we use cold dragon breath to put it out?
You could try. So Malreinn's gone into the town. Are you just going to try and steal stuff?
That's a terrible idea.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check. And what would Eileen want? Eileen's asking for me. Yes. I know. I'm well aware. You're currently not very close to these tall fires. This crowd's somewhere else, but these this guard sort of goes up to Eileen and is like, please just help them put out the fires, okay? They're starting to spread. So you're not super close to the fires right now, none of you. Malreinn, give me a stealth check, as well as a sleight of hand check. Okay, yeah, with that, you managed to steal 20 silver pieces just out of a random passerby's pocket. This woman who seems to walk out of the tavern, you just quickly grab a silver. She walks out and is like, what is all this commotion going on? Oh, look, we need to put out this fire. This older looking orc woman. Okay, Eileen sort of regroups. What are people doing? These fires are still spreading like crazy now. There's one of the fires they've managed to get somewhat under control, but there's this other fire that seems to be burning up a guard building, like a barracks, building? And this barracks seems to be burning, and it seems to be like flickers of the fire seem to be getting on towards the tavern, and this tavern owner starts like shrieking out, and she's like, "We need to put this out; it's going to spread."
Okay,
yeah,
we gotta stop this, guys. We can't let them burn down the tavern.
I'm sorry. Is this the town we're supposed to be going to? The smugglers? This is like a smaller.
This is a town on the way.
Okay, that's what's that.
The town you're going for the smuggler thing is like the biggest town in the winter area. This is big, but not that big.
Yeah.
1 second. I'll be back in 1 minute.
No, you won't.
1 second. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Wait a second.
Yeah, 1 minute. I'll be back in 1 hour. Don't worry about it.
I'm back. That's up to you. Okay. How are you going to start putting out the fires?
I'll help too. Yeah.
Okay. But I need to know how people are doing it. If people actually have ways of doing it. You can definitely get water and start splashing up, but if you have any other ways you want to try.
Can I, think if cold breath will work? Is there, a check?
Just give me an intelligence check. Yeah, you don't see a reason why it wouldn't work. It might cause a little bit of damage, but it's no damage that the fire wouldn't cause if you just left it to burn, so it's definitely worth it.
Alright, wait, can I use this on myself, or...
You can use it on yourself.
Yeah, I can. Cool, I'm gonna use it on myself.
Okay, yeah. I'll say, give me a... No, you don't need to give me a check. I'll just say, if whoever is trying to put out the fires, except for Therud, give me a... What check would this even be? Survival? I'll say survival.
Putting out fires check?
It's a bit of a weird one. No, survival checks, please. Bongo's thing is automatically like adding a huge bunch to it. Oh yeah, with those high checks,
My superior wisdom.
it's mostly the cold breath that seems to be doing the majority of the work, but you splashing water up sort of definitely helps a lot too. And it's yeah, exactly. You easily get this fire under control. With that, the civilians who were dealing with the other fire seem to get that one finished off as well, just the last of it put out, and the fire seems to calm down. And most of these civilians seem to have now taken a breath. They seem to be relaxed. The tavern owner turns to you and she's like, "Oh, thank you so much. This thing's getting really out of hand."
I don't like water. That I would not have touched any of the water.
Yeah. Eileen, you can give me a perception check just because you've wandered off.
Goodbye, Eileen.
There's no supposed to. You can do what you want.
You have to stay in this for exactly 30 seconds. We're going on to the next town.
We're supposed to be helping out Pike by stopping the smugglers in the big town.
That's a longer term goal. Yes, of course. But you can stay. We have some rooms available, and she sort of ushers you inside. Eileen, you see that this thing has started. This sort of riot has sort of gotten a bit physical. They're actually actively pushing each other, and this tall orc man's like, we have not heard the end of this. We're going to hold a re-election, and we'll get this bumbling lord out of here.
Oh.
And these orcs seem to be like, come on, let's go for now.
Wait, where are we right now?
You're in Aldvarg.
Why don't these people like the gay lord?
I think you're just making him gay.
Well, he doesn't like to be married, so
Wait, do I
obviously
know
he's
this
gay.
place? Or no?
No, well, it's near a town, you know.
Okay.
You'd be familiar with it like a little bit, but it's not like you'd ever have necessarily been there for more than a day or two at a time.
Okay.
You probably passed through here, basically getting to Kolya, but you didn't really spend much time.
It just sounds very familiar.
So you're currently on this map. You're at N6.
N6.
It's like a motorway.
It's the dancing road.
The dancing road. Ooh, no dancing road for that
But
desert.
the M6
What
is
losers?
like a highway.
Oh, can we go to M1?
M1.
That's also a motorway in England.
No, it's
we
just
go
a key
to
for me to
11?
remember what names they are.
I1.
Can we go to 13?
So who is Eileen following? Is Eileen following this
I3.
large orc guy? Okay,
Is that
you're following him. Malreinn, you can sort of walk around, and as you're walking around, you actually find these guards that have just stopped this fight. This woman who seems to be leading it seems to just like rub her head slightly before coming up to you and is like, "Oh, I'm sorry that you had to come to the town at a time like this. We're in a bit of a crisis. I hope this doesn't reflect too poorly on our town."
3 rooms. Okay, so it's time to double up again.
I'm afraid I cannot take you up on that offer right now. I've got a serial killer to deal with, to be blunt.
Ooh, serial killers. Guys, Ripper's back. According to all the laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly.
Well,
It's weird.
my guards are all looking out for the safety of the people. All of these riots. If you could help, I'd be happy to have an extra pair of eyes.
Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow.
I think I saw you come in with other people, was it? Either way, I can take you to the last crime scene. Unfortunately, we haven't had much time to clean it up.
The crime scene. Let's solve a murder.
Okay, and she starts leading you away. What is Therud and the fortress doing at this point?
Wait, is it only Malreinn to talk to this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless
we
you
see
wanted to be
them.
there as well.
No,
You
I'm
could be
gonna
there as well.
I'm gonna follow the majority of the people and protect them.
I'm gonna stalk them.
So currently the majority would be with now if Therud and the fortress are both going with Malreinn.
I will stalk Malreinn.
So you wanted to organize rooms. We have 3 rooms available. It's 2 silver per night.
Do you think I'm made of money?
As you're looking around the inside this room, it's called the Clumsy Gentleman. You see loads of different animal heads. It's 3 rooms and 6 people. Yeah, you see lots of different animal heads. Mostly deer and boars. You think you even see. Give me a perception check, actually, as you're just looking around the inside of this. No, you don't. You don't see. You don't see the. You don't see something, but there's something impressive in there. But yeah, I'll let you organize rooms unless there's. Yeah, you can organize rooms while that's happening. Eileen, you follow this large orc man, and he seems to walk into a general store. Seems to walk for a bit. It sort of splits up from the rest of these orcs and half orcs who've been quite angry, and just goes inside a general store. Okay, you sort of just go into the general store. As you're walking in, you see him like pull up the bar thingy and go inside. And so he seems to actually work at the general store. And he turns around to look outwards. It's like, oh, hey, need anything? Seems to look quite curious at you.
What a dude.
What a dude.
You sort of look around the inside of the general store a bit. It's very general store. You see a lot of hunting gear though, in particular. Well, you picked a good time to arrive. There's been killings going on. That lord, or one of that lord's guards, have been killing orcs and half orcs. Just yesterday, he killed one of my best friend's wives. In cold blood. He's not fit to be a lord. I'd be much better in his place, and half the town agrees with me.
Oh, wait. So he's gonna try to stage a
But
coup.
the
It's a coup d'etat.
Question, how tall is Eileen? Like, don't need to be specific, but is she like short or tall or average?
Come on, you gotta put all these
Average,
things
okay.
on your character sheet.
Oh god, your character sheet is so detailed. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, being like a girl, you're a bit shorter at least. This guy's really big. Like, very intimidating frame.
Is he larger than me? I'm not there.
Pretty larger than life.
Pretty close to it. And pretty the same height as you, same sort of width as well. He's very broad frame.
Like 8'4". That's pretty high.
He's big.
That's a man I can respect. I don't respect anybody actually.
But yeah, he seems to be quite speaks quite passionately. Anything else you want to do? Line? Oh, sorry, I didn't notice that. Oh, how do we pick? Well, it's a royal family, dealie. They've been the leaders for years now, and he's just been unfit for a while. He inherited it from his dad, who inherited it from his mum, who inherited it from her dad. Goes on like that. His surname is Varg. The town is called Aldvarg.
Hat Marco. Rubio? Marco Polo?
You probably would need a room, just so you know. Just because you don't need to sleep per se, you definitely do need a room because a lot of people wouldn't be okay with a giant robot just being like standing perfectly still in the middle of their inn, being kind of creepy.
Okay, but I don't care what they think. People would try to loot the 8 feet tall robot with a sword and a mace for him.
In a town full of people who are basically the same height as you, yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
He seems to give you a very curious look.
All those cards are going to be gone in like 3 sessions.
Just gonna waste every single one of them. Alrighty.
Okay, give me just a magician's kit check. It's very, very obvious that you're faking it. It's like, wow, you're such a great magician. And just claps a couple of times, very, very sarcastically. Okay, so while that's going on, this lady leads you. My name is Jaina, by the way, and you sort of exchange pleasantries as she leads you. The victim was found dead a couple of hours ago. It's actually what started this whole incident, this whole riot of sorts. Her name was Lash Alda, and that is her husband. You see this man who sort of seems to be sort of kicking his feet, very uncomfortable. You can have a look inside. I warn you, it's not a pretty sight. I'll be waiting out here just to make sure nobody else comes inside. And she sort of leads you to it. You can talk to the husband. You can look inside the body if you want. What would you like to do?
It's gonna be a trial.
Class trial?
Failed. But yeah. What you guys doing? You're going to talk to the man. The
mythology?
husband. Okay. What are you going to say to him? He sort of seems to be very awkwardly shuffling about. You can tell he's been crying quite a lot. He's got quite his cheeks are stained. He is I will say he is a half orc.
Am I with?
Yeah, you are, and so is Therud. I will say more Fortress, you've definitely noticed more people are looking at you a bit funny. Definitely not used to seeing a giant robot.
What, you mean they're not like
Give me an
everywhere?
intimidation. Give me an intimidation check. Because this guy is not exactly small. He does look upset, but he's not small. He is half orc. The bird creature starts pecking with his emotional state. He doesn't seem too difficult to intimidate. It's like I've already said what I know. I came home from hunting and saw her dead. It's this killer, isn't it? It's this serial killer. Won't stop until they're all dead. No, I really can't remember anything else. It was just I wasn't gone for more than a couple of hours. Well, I saw her body and then I started yelling out and then and then Argo came. He asked me what was wrong. I showed him and then he started calling for the Lord's head. Yeah. No, I'll be fine. He sort of seems to be a bit unsure and wary as he says that. Like he breathes a bit awkwardly as if he's not quite certain that he's actually safe in this place. He definitely doesn't feel safe in this place. Okay, give me an insight check. With disadvantage, I'll say. He's tough to say if he's lying or anything. He definitely just seems to be very scared of this serial killer who apparently is just targeting orcs and half orcs. You definitely think that's why he's a bit unsure. And yeah, you don't get any hint that it's anything more than that. Yeah. Meanwhile, were Therud and Fortress looking at the body or looking into this crime scene?
I'm just
Yeah.
kind of. Well, yeah, I'll probably be looking at it.
Okay, so first Therud and Fortress sort of head ahead of Malreinn to do that. You walk in and see this site. You see a half-orc woman just pushed against the back wall of this. As soon as you step in the door, you can see she's at the far end of the room. Her body seems to be stabbed and cut quite a bit, and there's a look of pure terror in her face. Off to the side, there's a sword which seems to have blood on it, and that's all you immediately see. If people want to like check anything out in particular or ask any questions, they can. Jaina, this paladin woman, is standing just outside the door. So what do people want to do? No, she's not Angelica.
Dang.
This orc seems to be dead.
Okay, it's just like no arguments there.
It is an orc, right? Or half?
Half orc.
Why are there so many half orcs? It's a very common thing.
It's mostly just because this town used to be an orc settlement and then humans moved in, so naturally people started breeding with each other. So it's become sort of a lot of orcs, a lot of humans, a lot of half orcs. Sort of a big mash of them. It's kind of like what happens with a lot of half elven towns. It's just this is the orc equivalent because there's not many elves in Niflheim. But yeah, is anyone doing anything in particular?
No, I'm just making sure nobody's gonna bust in the door and beat us up or something.
Okay, is Therud doing anything?
No.
Okay. What will Malreinn do then? Or Markus? Is Markus done organizing rooms? Still planning the room arrangements.
Very tough job.
Okay, so do you want to look at the body or the sort of the room itself? Like, and done. The feng shui is perfect. Okay, I'd say, do you want to look more towards? Cause it's not exactly difficult. It's not a huge town. It's not difficult to find a way to either Eileen or to everyone else. Would you like to go to Eileen or to the people investigating the crime scene? Okay, give me a general investigation check as you're looking around the room. I'll just say, just as you, Malreinn wouldn't really have any advantages with this, so I'll just say make one for you. Looking around, you can definitely see there's like there's the sword that's covered in blood, probably the murder weapon. It looks like the door was probably like busted in a little bit, but nothing like hugely telling. Yeah, you ask a few people where the very, very ostentatiously dressed woman was, and they immediately point towards the general store, and you manage to catch up with her. Okay, inspecting the body. Give me a medicine check. She's got a few cuts on her, and a few super mild ones, which are probably from some sort of debris, and a few large ones. Particularly this big cut across her side, which seems to be the killing blow, and she seems to have bled out. Sort of a pool of blood underneath her. Still slightly tacky.
Dab on the woman.
Okay, that's really gross, but sure. Malreinn could just like walk up to the woman and like smell her, you know.
Going to steal the moon.
Not again. Not again with the shrinking of the moon. But yeah. After a few moments, Jaina seems to walk in, and it's quite puzzling, isn't it? This is basically the same story that we found with all of the other crime scenes. The killer has been killing every night for 4 nights now. Have you got any information? How many people in total? And she just counts for a moment, which means she checks her Word document. Because I just need to make sure, because it's 5 in total. We thought it was just 1 a night, but yesterday a couple were both murdered in their home. 5 people over 4 days is a lot for a town as small as this, though. The first one was a homeless man who just constantly begged people. We thought it was an isolated incident, but then more people started showing up dead in similar ways. All orcs or half orcs. Even one of my fellow guards was attacked. Victim or victims were cut with a long blade. There were signs of struggle. That's basically it. Oh, and that the victims were all orcs or half orcs. Beyond that, there doesn't seem to be much that I've found. This is the first time a blade has been left at the scene as well. My theory is that because her husband came home, the killer must have panicked, dropped it or something. It's quite a. She sort of picks up and looks over the blade. It's quite fancy looking. Yeah, Malin moves up and sniffs the blade. Malin doesn't recognize it or anything. Like even without perception checks, there's like nothing to recognize about it. It's just a sword. It doesn't seem to have any identities attached to it. No scents and things. She can remember the scent of it. Yeah. Well, sort of. Swords don't have scents, particularly. It's more like clothes that works with. If someone was just holding the sword, there's also the stench of blood in this room and things that have been like corrupting it. That and also Jane is literally touching it all over with no real care. That works much better for things like clothes that people have worn for several days on end. Okay. While that investigation's going on, what are Eileen and Markus doing? Eileen sort of just is still talking to this very large vault man, and Markus sort of walks into the general store door. It's not difficult to notice. There's a small bell on the general store door, so you probably would notice. And yeah, you can meet up later to discuss further.
What?
Who are you saying that to? He seems to look a bit perplexed, like, okay, and sort of just turns to the side and pulls out a small box, hands it over to you. That'll be 2 silver.
Wait, so they cost as much as a night in an inn?
Everything costs 2 silver. I was gonna say.
Almost that?
Pads?
Now she's gotta look it up.
Coat hangers?
Coat.
No, that's probably
no.
a bit harsh for a joke.
No. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Anyway, dark humor aside.
Oh. No.
Well, Marcus is sharing her. Yeah, pad. Marcus is sharing his room with her, isn't he?
Yep. So this is very suggestive. Eileen immediately wants to change rooms. I mean, has Marcus told anyone the room arrangements? If he really
No.
regrets it, he could just say, "Oh yeah, these are the room arrangements that have always been
I think she bought condoms. Yeah, sure.
Give me your finest pads, store clerk. Alright, that's 3 silver.
17 silver.
17 silver. Oh gosh.
Redcon magic. The best magic spell.
Is it like a chrono shift spell?
But yeah, what two of you doing? Anything in particular?
No way.
I mean, if you want an insight check, what she's saying. Okay. I will say one thing that literally her saying, "See, I wasn't lying," without any indication that she was lying, is a little bit suspicious, regardless. Yeah, so it's not exactly like super subtle. Okay. If anything, if people aren't going to do anything else, would you like to all group up and sort of uh, replan things as a group?
Sure.
Okay. There isn't really an orc part of town. It's more like the entire town is a very mixed orc and human. Do you know any orcs in the town? Okay, well, you can go into like the general store or the tavern. You saw that the tavern owner is an orc. Okay. So yeah, you go to the tavern and there's a woman behind the bar. It's like, oh, hello, more people coming in. Any way I can help you? I'm assuming everyone else has sort of drifted towards the inn at this point as well, in time. So you sort of all
Actually,
regrouped, and if you want to talk and stuff. Huh?
I have something to do.
Okay.
Who I was with Bongo and who?
Bongo and Malreinn.
See.
May I excuse myself? I have business to attend.
I can just imagine Therud doing the fry face. Okay, she's like, oh, well, I don't really drink, but on the job, but if you're insisting, and yeah, she just pours you both a drink.
So is
How
Dabo
good?
just like leaving? Fortress?
Did anybody answer me?
What?
Did anybody answer me?
Answer what?
No, nobody seemed to say anything about it.
Well, I mean, I'm asking them. I'm like asking their permission to leave.
Why?
Yeah, you're already in now too.
Why are you leaving?
I have some items to purchase.
As in,
Things that will help us defend ourselves.
oh, well, you should have said so earlier. Hey, go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so Eileen and Fortress are heading off to shops, while Malreinn, Therud, and Markus are sort of in the inn, while Malreinn's talking to this orc woman. It's like, oh, yes, I've heard about the murders. It's horrible, isn't it? I sure hope people get to the bottom of it sooner rather than later.
I hope so too.
So who do you suspect? I think everyone suspects someone.
It was you, wasn't it?
No, I couldn't hurt a fly.
Alright, so it's her.
It's affected the community horribly. You saw the riot outside, practically almost burnt down my tavern.
Likely story.
I know Argog is taking it very hard. He thinks that the Lord isn't fit. But I've known Lord Samuel for a while. He's good. He's kind. Gain, I don't know. Argog does make a good point that it does only seem to be orcs and half orcs dying, but I don't know. I don't think anyone stands to gain from senseless murder.
Wait a second.
Yeah, Marcus. Eileen and Fortress are going shopping. If you want to go with them, you can.
Wait a second. Wait. No one has anything to gain? Who is the
I
one
don't
who's
think-
staging that? Who's the one saying that they need to get rid of the guy?
the one who so there's Argog, who's the general store owner, who is saying that they should get rid of the Lord because he's incompetent and is is probably responsible for these orcs dying.
And who's the one trying to take control?
Argog.
Argog?
He thinks that he's better suited for the job than Lord Samuel Varg.
And he's using these murders to help fuel his campaign?
Well, yeah, he's saying like orcs and half-orcs are dying all over the place. We can't have a human in charge. Not necessarily that he can't have a human in charge, but we can't have someone who's racist towards orcs and half-orcs in charge.
Let's put the 8-foot robot in charge.
So you're saying he's gaining from these murders?
It's up to interpretation.
Okay.
Okay. Is either of you two doing anything else while you're at the inn? Talking to the person you haven't asked the name of at all?
What's your name, lassie?
It's Aisha.
Aisha?
Aisha.
That's a nice name.
Aisha, Usha,
Thank you. But yeah, while that's going on, shopping trip people.
Shopping.
You're looking for better armor, better sword, better shield. What else is people looking for?
They got any animal stores?
Here, no. These people are hunters. They basically only hunt with crossbows and swords. They don't even hunt with dogs because they basically see all animals as things that they could kill, cut the head off, and put it up on their walls.
Okay,
It's with you. It's with you.
Okay.
They're not going to outwardly kill off someone's pet, that sort of thing.
Good.
But they don't have stables here, for instance.
That sucks.
Is Eileen looking for anything in particular? Shopping? While I no.
Scented condoms.
I'll just head back to the inn then.
Okay. Okay. As you're looking around, you sort of go to a blacksmith, and you do find one. You do find one armor smith who seems to sell quite a lot of armor. This definitely seems to be a sort of combat-y blacksmith. Definitely big, makes a lot of weapons and armor. Makes a lot of long swords, scimitars, the sort. What you look? Just are you going to ask him for a better armor or shield and stuff? And armors and shields. Okay, give me just an investigation check. I sort of look around this guy's shop. This guy's like a very big human man with long red hair. You think he's probably got some orc blood in him, despite looking human, because he's very big. You look over the swords, and you don't see anything of note. They all just seem to be basic swords. Give me another investigation check for the shields and arms and stuff, though, as you sort of go to that side of the shop.
Oh my god, I just had the best idea.
You actually you see a lot of generic armor, but you do see one that's like a pale blue in color that seems to catch your eye. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that I found it and repaired it, but it looks quite nice, doesn't it? I found it out in the wild on a body of all things, cleaned up nicely. You can have it if you want for 400 gold. It's very sturdy." All of my armor holds up well. $400 gold.
400 gold.
Did you spend money? Oh, you did on like health potions or something.
Is it like
No?
You were supposed to get 50 or something.
Yeah, you got like 10 and then you got 30 because she tripled it.
No, you have literally got more gold below. I'm literally looking at your thing right now. I don't know. Oh, you're looking there? Okay, no, that doesn't exist. You're putting gold in the wrong place. The
Where was he
gold's to the
putting it?
left.
Oh, is he putting it in like inventory?
He was putting it like as an item in the character in the inventory, like we used to. But yeah, no, the gold's on the left. Yeah. I just added the gold as well, so yeah. 400 gold's where it stands. It's got some sort of magical quality to it. I can't really figure it out though. Very well. Yeah, you sort of
Sort of.
no, seeing what he's typing.
No.
Okay, what jewels was that? Oh, the jewelry. Do you mean the jewelry? Oh yeah. I'll check how much that's worth. I've already done somewhere. Oh, I know what that's written down. Da-da-da. Oh yeah, you can easily sell the 30 gold pieces. You actually sent it to the general store, meeting this very large guy. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll take them. This intimidatingly large figure in front of you. Argug. Yeah, everyone eventually groups back up. Yeah, sure. Message me on Discord or through the PM thing. But yeah, everyone sort of groups up back at the inn. And you're all sort of grouped up. What are you going to talk about? Anything in particular? Oh yeah. Wait. Malreinn's going to visit the general store. Okay. Well, currently you're all grouped up. So if you want to go now, immediately, I'll just give you some time to talk first if you want to. Eileen knows literally nothing. Markus doesn't know anything either. I don't think.
Something odd is going on around here. I think there's a purpose behind these murders. Something to that degree. I also suspect him. It doesn't make sense for the ruler to be killing his people. He only stands to divide them. His general store owner stands to gain more by this. Oh.
Peace sounds good.
You know, peace would be kind of nice, you know. I can go with peace.
A few hours have passed now, and it's beginning to the sun's beginning to set.
Peace and chill. Well, of course. That makes him look good. If he can get the people to believe that it's the ruler's fault, then that he has a better chance of becoming the ruler himself.
I'll say anyone who wants to can give me a perception check. Eagle Eyes Therud. Yeah, as everyone's just sort of talking and the noise is drowning out, Therud and Eileen, you sort of mutually notice there's someone looking at you from up on this, like the second floor, up the stairs of this tavern. They're sort of looking over at the balcony, right down towards you, with a bit of a curious look. It's got this long, dark blue hair. Just seems to be watching you.
Okay, I'm gonna whisper to the others. There's someone watching us upstairs. Just don't be obvious about it. Wait.
Okay, stop waving. She seems to look curiously down for a second and ignores you and just sort of walks back off into a room.
Oh, yes. Right. The blue-haired woman who is watching us.
Pardon?
What?
What do you say?
Thinking aloud.
Oh, okay. But yeah, say what people can do. Fortress? You doing anything in particular?
So when are these murders occurring usually?
What time?
Yeah.
Somewhere at night, usually.
Okay. I would like to stake out the general store.
Okay. No, see, it's around at this point. Jaina walks into the inn and so seems to notice the group here and seems to walk over. It's like, okay, so have you got any leads?
We're working on something.
Very, very good. Hope you can fix this without any bloodshed. I have a few of my own men. If you have anyone you're suspicious of that we can look out for, I'd like to recover as many suspicious individuals as possible.
Hmm.
His name is Argug.
Argug?
Argug. As you're talking though, she's like, yes, a lot of people here have Orcish names. Even the humans have Orcish names. It's an Orcish settlement originally. Who are you asking to help you? General store. Well, yeah, I can come along with you. I do have a couple of soldiers I can spare to guard someone else if you want. Or we could bring those guards along too to stake out the general store.
Hmm. So you said the guy had like some special blade?
There was a blade found at the crime scene. I don't know what else you're talking about with special blade.
Like, yeah, was it like... It wasn't like a normal blade that you would see people have, was it?
Oh, if you want to, you can look at the blade again. Like it's a very short walk in this town to go to the crime scene.
Sure.
You can look over the blade. Give me just an investigation check on the sword. It's very fancy looking. You reckon most of the poorer folk here couldn't afford it, or would at least have to put in a lot of money to get something this good? It's very clean, very new. Looks custom made, maybe. Covered in blood. Clearly the murder weapon.
Hmm. So there's someone
Okay.
who makes weapons around here?
Yeah, there's blacksmiths.
Hmm. Hmm.
And Jane is like, yeah, okay, that sounds like a good plan. I'll send the 2 guards to help protect the king a bit more. We wouldn't want another riot breaking out, and then I'll come with you. What about your friends? What are they doing? So it seems to look over the rest of you. What's the fortress doing at this point? And Markus,
I kind of missed a lot. What are we doing? Just talking about
We're
it?
gonna
yeah,
stake
basically
out the
talking about
general
who the moiter is.
I'm just kind of
You're the
looking out.
Moidawa.
I'm not really caring about anything that they're talking about that much. I mean, I'm getting like some of the information, but I'm just kind of looking around, make sure you know what's gonna.
Okay.
Just bodyguarding, because that's what I do.
Fortress can stealth. He's just not very good at it.
I like how Goat said, "If I forgot it wasn't 1 p.m. anymore."
And then he
Never
never
came.
came.
And this didn't. Yeah.
Spam at goat.
I think that's the only person I don't know. And also Eileen. You know what both of them are doing. Currently, it's Therud going towards the blacksmith to look at to scope out the blacksmith, and Malreinn and Jaina are looking at the general store. Fortress is just bodyguarding whoever. So I assume you're going to go with whoever the most people,
Yeah.
which would be currently no group. Oh, it's okay.
I'll roll. Hold on, I'll roll. How many people we have in this party?
4 currently because Faendal's not here. Faendal's just chillaxing.
Oh, I rolled something and then not even know what it. I'll just go with Malreinn, sure.
Okay. So currently everyone is going with Malreinn except Therud's on his own at the blacksmith. What's Markus doing? Okay, cool. So as you do that, you sort of split up into your groups, and you wait. Sun's set for a couple of hours, and third hour's rolling past. Jane is like, I was definitely suspicious of him from the beginning. Argug has always been a bit angry and always wanted to be the leader to a certain extent. At first, I was suspicious of Smoke, this woman who came in just before the murders, but the woman's super frail. I doubt she could have done it. I definitely think you're right in your assumption that it's him. At least he's definitely the most suspicious in my eyes. And as she's talking to you idly, I need everyone to give me perception checks in that group. So basically everyone except for Therud and Markus.
Wait, why not me?
Oh,
Because
my
you're
wisdom.
at the blacksmith.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
But what blacksmith?
Huh?
What blacksmith?
You're staking out the main blacksmith.
I was.
You're,
Okay.
Yeah, that's what people agreed on anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, doesn't even matter what everyone else rolls. Fortress immediately notices him leaving the shop. Seems to be walking at quite a brisk pace towards the inn.
The who what now?
The general store owner is walking towards the inn. He's left. Argug has left his store.
Argog has left the building.
Yo. The orc man has left.
And sort of everyone sort of turns and pays more attention. It's like, oh yeah, he's gone. You can sort of see him walking off. Okay, Mala's just going to follow along. Stealth check for Mala. I don't even need a perception check because stealth is way more important.
Stealth.
Stealth.
That's
Okay.
something I ain't good at.
That's not you, just Mala.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
He doesn't seem to notice Mala as he's walking along. Are you guys going to do anything as he's walking across the inn? Like you don't have any problem seeing him. But yeah, are you guys doing anything? Any of you four doing anything?
Nope.
Jane is
Bodyguarding.
Jane is going to be like, okay, I'm going to go get your friends. And she sort of walks off to the blacksmith area to get Therud and Markus. Eileen's not doing anything. Is Malreinn or Fortress doing anything? Aside from sending Mala to follow. Dabo, anything?
Bodyguarding.
Okay, so sort of staying with them. So it's up to Malreinn if anyone's doing anything. Okay, so Mala just walks into the inn. It's very late at night at this point. It's pretty late at night. Jaina eventually comes up to Therud and Markus and is like, hey, the guy is on the move. That made suspects on the move, follow me. And she sort of starts leading you towards the rest.
Okay.
A few moments pass. Someone roll me percentile dice. Make it Dabo. Roll me percentile dice.
Oh.
I won't roll it, Baka.
Baka. Okay. It's pretty late. And I actually need to organize this. You hear a very loud scream permeate everywhere.
Oh.
Huge scream coming from the inn. Mala is inside the inn. Everyone else is not. I just need to organize where people are.
Inside.
I'm just going to take a second to organize this. Okay. The scream sounds out. And everyone's gonna need to roll me initiative. Everyone's sort of moving towards the doors of the inn. It's fine. I'm used to it.
Where's my guy? Oh, there he is.
Your boy.
My boy.
My boy. My guy. Oh my guy.
Is everyone rolled?
Please so.
It's everyone on the initiative list. Someone's not. It's Malreinn, isn't?
Yes, now
I think that's the only one who isn't. No, you already rolled initiative. You just weren't on it. You didn't click your token.
No,
Well, does
wait, those are two
Malreinn
different
and Malreinn-
emotions. Yeah.
Malreinn
Yeah,
and
because he's
Malreinn-
he's rolling for Mala and for Malreinn, which he shouldn't be doing.
Oh.
They've got
Uh,
different initiative stats.
Yeah, but that's because they're different character sheets. He should never really be rolling initiative for Mala anyway. Anyway, it's Eileen's turn first.
You'd have 7 initiative. Then.
No, fine, I'll make it 7.
Because it's +3 and that one.
These are just people who are walking about in the street. Half orcs and orcs, couple of humans just wandering about, hearing this scream as well, and sort of coming in to see what the commotion is about in the inn. So you rush to the door, you can see inside. What you see
Oh.
is the woman, the scream didn't come from the victim, it came from this blue-haired woman who's standing on this balcony, this woman here. And you see
Felicity.
Argug, this very tall general store person, stabbing this orc innkeeper through the chest. I'm also going to need you to give me a perception check as you step into this inn. Just because it's something that I pointed out before but didn't remember to point out afterwards. You notice an owlbear head on the wall, among the many other animal heads on the wall. An owlbear head. But yeah, that's what you see. You see Mala barking at Argug. Still got your action and your bonus action. You've just seen him stab Aisha through the chest with a nasty-looking blade. So yeah, what are you gonna do? You summon a weapon, and I think you summon it with an action, and then on consecutive turns you can use a bonus action to attack with the weapon. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'll just say that you have to have the ones that you've already got prepared, okay? But spiritual weapon plus inflict wounds is crazy damage. But yeah. Okay, shooting at Argug. Make sure you're shooting at Argug. Yeah, so you should shoot him in the back. He seems to grunt and turns around. Ugh, you.
That
Jesus.
instantly makes people close.
Okay, is that what you're doing with your turn? Okay, in that case, Jane is going to start running to the door. She sees the similar sight, and she's going to take the dash action to move right up to Argug, not being able to do anything this turn, though. Argug is going to look around. He's very like, ugh, take you out in a moment. She's going to disengage from Jaina and move straight towards Eileen, who hit him with a pretty powerful attack, and is going to attack you. He swings this really nasty looking sword. It looks like it's almost got rust on it, and it's drenched in blood. That's going to be an 11, which I don't think hits you. No, 11 doesn't hit you. So you just managed to dodge, and this thing looks like it would hurt like hell if it hits. He curses under his breath, and then that's the end of his go. It's Therud's go. I will say you can probably see through these open doors.
Yeet. And then I'm going to
Sort of just swung open.
Misty Step.
Okay.
We're up to there. And then I am going to Healing Hands.
That's totally how doors work. Shut up. How doors work in D&D.
Wait.
Okay, healing hands. Okay.
Wait
Yep,
a
you heal her up.
That's not doors.
You heal her up, and she sort of like just watch her breathe, and she looks up. She's like, "What?" And she just seems to be catching her breath. And that's your entire turn. It is Smoke's turn. Smoke is going to be like, "Fuck this! I'm out." She's going to start running back to her room. Just runs into her room. Aisha's going to be like, and she just sort of is getting up to her feet, recovering, and she's going to back up a little bit, getting behind the bar. People are going to walk around now. A couple of people walk out of their rooms and just look down at the balcony like, what's going on? And they're like, oh my god, something's going down. The rest of these are going to sort of like start moving towards the door. A bit confused, a bit like, well, what's going on?
On top of the door.
On top of the door, shut up. The doors work like that, okay? I know exactly how doors work. It's Malreinn's turn. Actually, before it's Malreinn's turn, he is going to use a legendary action to command Eileen. He's going to point at you and he's like, say, kneel. Give me a wisdom saving throw. He's only got one legendary action per turn, though.
Oh, per turn.
Argug is doing it. I mean, considering other ones have like 3. It's like, kneel. Yeah, no, you're fine. You feel like this power is sort of trying to possess you, but you're like, no, fuck that. But the pads! Okay, now it's Malreinn's turn. Okay, yeah, you command Mala to attack. Mala can make a bite attack. A nom attack. I think for that to work, you kind of need to move down a bit so you can actually see it. But yeah. Just bites him into the back and starts tearing its flesh. You still have a bonus action. Okay. Anything else? You can't attack, no. Okay. It's Markus's turn. Okay, rush forward. Jesus, okay.
Ooh.
21 points. He grunts and pants heavily as you cut into him. Getting those greatsword crits. Yeah, you can. At 2d6 damage. Okay. 2d6. You think of your god for a moment as this divine energy just goes through. His cuts, he's covered in cuts and scrapes, particularly from radiant energy from both you and Eileen. And he's not looking so hot. It's the fortress's turn. You can hear the sounds of combat. Very one-sided combat coming from inside.
You can just go over the door.
Wait,
Don't
okay,
matter.
sorry, my mic muted. Can I make it through there? To the door?
Not really, no. There's too many people in the way.
Okay. I'll just kind of walk up and make sure like nobody's approaching, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really do anything. Or wait, okay, actually. It's gonna be risky.
You're going to throw a javelin.
Can I throw a drum?
You can try throwing a javelin, yes.
Oh, this is a good idea.
If you miss, I'm going to roll percentile dice to see if you actually hit anyone.
You hit the dog.
I'll say if it's lower than... since there's 3 people in the way, I'll say if it's 30 or lower, you hit someone.
Oh god.
You hit Malreinn. Malreinn takes 4 points of piercing damage. It doesn't even...
Wait,
it's sort of one of those things. Yeah, you sort of go to throw it, but Malreinn just sort of moves in the way at the last second. You effectively just stab Malreinn with the javelin without it leaving your hand.
Oof, Howie, my javelin.
Oops.
It'll pierce the most important thing in your inventory. I'm not going to make a joke. That was going to make a really inappropriate joke at the end there, but no, not going to make a joke. It was a very inappropriate joke, though.
Clearly, it's his heart, because his heart is what he wants to give to his love.
Nope, not the heart. Something far more lewd. It's Eileen's turn.
I don't know what you're talking about. There is nothing more important than the heart. You betrayed Japan.
Unfortunately, he managed to move out of the way as just before this necrotic energy seems to seep through your hands. It's a damaging thing. Yeah. Just unfortunately, don't hit him with it. No, you're going to do even more damage than that. Especially like spiritual weapons, really good with that as well. But yeah, you miss unfortunately. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Still got movement and bonus action. No, you wouldn't have any unless you had like a spiritual weapon. In that case, it is Jaina's turn. Jaina sees him injured, just going to rush him from behind. Going to make one attack. Missing, unfortunately. This just bounces off his heavy armor. He's got very protective heavy armor. In that case, it's Argog's turn. Argog's going to look around, seeing himself surrounded, and he's going to be like, "It won't kill me," and he's going to slash at probably Eileen. He probably still realizes that Eileen's the easiest to hit out of the people around him. He's not going to hit a dog because the dog's not doing anything. That's going to hit. It's going to hurt as well. So he's going to deal
all of your health damage.
possibly if he rolls high. He rolled pretty high, 18 points.
All of my health damage.
Just a huge slash across your stomach. Oh, you can indeed, because you're right next to her. So how do you do that again? It's imposing disadvantage on the attack, right? You use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack, I believe. In that case, I'll take the same damage, but I'll just re-roll the dice again. He rolled a 4, so you do indeed protect her. Eileen, you watch as this sword looks like it's going to cut you right in the neck, a very critical area, but Markus just throws his shield in the way, throws his buckler in the way, and it absorbs the blow.
My hero. I knew she was going to say that.
Damn it! And it is then Therud's turn. I will die.
Alright, now is a good time to throw an ice knife, right?
Yeah, totally. Hit 4 people as well as the enemy.
Oh, fine. What can I do? Fine, I'll do something that won't hurt everyone. I will throw a firebolt.
I'm not going to make you hit anyone with that because there's not many people in the way. But yeah, it just sails over his head. Just unfortunately not enough to hit.
Well.
So yeah, at the end of your go, he is going to take his legendary action. He's going to look around. He pulls out a small skull charm from his belt, which looks like a skull attached to a wooden stick. He's going to point it up to the 2 patrons up here. He's going to be like, "Join me!" And their eyes seem to gloss over.
No.
Okay, it is Aisha's turn. Aisha is basically just going to continue. I'm just going to delete her from the initiative. She's basically just going to be cowering in the corner.
But what happened to that
Patron's
other
turn.
chick? What happened to Smoke?
She ran off into her room.
Ah, dang you, Smoke.
They're both going to jump down. It's not that far. They're going to move. They're dashing right now. So yeah, they're both just going to dash up. The rest of the patrons, seeing what's going on, are sort of going to back off because they're not fighters. They're just civilians. They're just be like, no, let's maybe not.
With swords.
It's just because that's an orc icon. It is Malreinn's turn. What will Malreinn do? Unfatally at his leg. Okay.
Shoot.
Malor. Okay.
I'm gonna non-lethally pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger lighter. Okay. Shoot Malor. Yeah. I'm going to shoot Malor instead. Unfortunately, that's not going to be enough to hit.
Wow.
It just bites onto the metal plate. Dents a few of his teeth. Her teeth.
Barf.
Yeah. I mean, they vomit into their babies' mouths. Anyway, if that's what Malreinn's doing, it's Markus' go. Okay. You swing your sword down and manage to hit him on the side of the head. He falls down, Well, he doesn't even fall down. He sort of staggers backwards for a few seconds. You see his eyes go full of rage, and he lets out an extreme roar, which seems to shake the ground around you. He's like, "I will not die that easy." You see the blood from his wounds turn black and begin to almost get sucked back up into him. His wounds begin to stitch up and heal. He looks almost as if you haven't injured him at all.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah. But now he seems different. He seems full of rage. His skin seems pale and deathly. His blood seems black. The cuts, while they've healed, they're still coated in the remnants of the blood. They've been wiped around. And he looks pissed. Is there anything else Markus would like to do on his turn? Okay, in that case, it's the fortress's go.
My go. All right. I got called into the room. What happened? He's now full health.
Yeah, he fully healed himself.
He's now full health.
These guys dead? What is it? This is the death.
They are possessed.
Okay, that's kind of what I feared. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and rage or overheat. I guess that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Overrage.
And oops, that's not good. Okay. Running here. Go. Bonk.
Ooh.
The first slash just wait, where are you actually? Are you,
Hold on.
yeah, you sort of. Yeah, no, you can move through them. You sort of awkwardly have to step between them, but yeah, you can move through them. Yeah, you only get one reaction per turn. Yeah, your first attack just hits off the armor, but the second attack you managed to uppercut and hit through,
No,
dealing
wait,
some damage.
I can only attack once.
Oh yeah, you can. So yeah, your first attack.
I
Yeah.
had to use a bonus action to
Yep, indeed.
go into rage.
So yeah, your first attack it unfortunately just hits against the armor. In that case, it is Eileen's turn. What would Eileen like to do? Gonna inflict wounds. Yeah, you touch him. This time you managed to get through the armor. This dark energy seeping through, injuring him quite a bit. The pads. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Yeah. Jaina is basically just going to turn and, being a bit confused, is going to slash at Argug once more. Actually hitting, which is good. Dealing 3 points of damage. So that's good. Rolling ones on the damage dice is great. It is Argug's turn. He looks around. He's completely surrounded. He's going to attack. Honestly, Eileen again. Like, that sounds dickish, but he's not going to attack the dog because the dog doesn't do any damage to him, really. And Jaina and Markus are obviously too heavily armored, as well as the fortress. So yeah, he's just going to attack Eileen again. Plus, Eileen's doing like most of the damage to him. Or at least has probably done more damage than anyone else has to him so far. Is Markus going to impose disadvantage? Okay. The first roll is going to hit. Second roll is 14, which I believe is just your AC, so it is unfortunately going to hit you this time. It's this rusted blade cuts across your stomach. It hurts like hell, and you can even see the wound is very jagged and really painful. With that, he is not going to be able to do anything else, really, so he's going to end his turn. Therud's turn.
Okay. I am going to recklessly cast a cantrip.
Okay.
Actually, wait, do I want to do... Yeah, I'll do cantrip. Okay, poison spray. I don't know what that does.
It's like a tiny cone of good damage or something. It's weird. It's only 10 feet. And it's 10 feet, con saving throw, they take 1d12 damage. There's no one within 10 feet of you, so... So, yeah, you cast the spell at nothing.
Cool. Cool.
Anything else you would like to do?
No.
Okay. In that case, he's going to take his legendary action to point towards Markus, and he's going to be like, run. Actually, he's going to say flee, because that's a much smarter thing to say. Flee. Give me a wisdom saving throw. That's unfortunately not going to be enough. On your next turn, you are going to have to spend your entire turn as best you can, movement and dash away to flee. Basically just away from him as far as you can get. It's the patrons goes. The ones outside I'm just going to mostly ignore. They're basically just going to be running away, going to tell guards and shit. The two that are active, one's going to attack Eileen, and the other's going to attack the fortress, probably. They just pull out knives and
How dare
like
he?
things that they've got on them, like daggers for protection. I'm just going to slash at you. Eileen's going to get hit. Fortress is obviously not going to get hit. I'm going to find my dice. 6 points of damage towards Eileen. This one just nicks you in the back. It is Malreinn's go.
I got resistance to all the slashing stuff. Not that I got hit, but
You've got resistance like everything. It's great. Okay, moving closer. Sort of awkwardly move across the wall.
yeah, I've psychic damage too.
Yeah, no, that's not how that works at all. But sure. You can move past there though. You can move there if you want. It's just awkward like, moving over, stepping over your dog and stuff. Okay. That's gonna you hit him. You just managed to cut him in the back of the knee. Just a quick little stab. Seems to grunt in pain. Anything else? Okay, Markus is up. Currently fleeing. Yeah, you run away. You climb up the stairs. That's a balcony. Yeah, you can just get up them. Give me an athletics check. It's a bit tall to jump up. Okay. In that case, the first way you could probably get is here, or like, let me just check measurements. You get like on the stairs, like there, or there. Yeah, that's the furthest away you could get while still being inside. After that is the fortresses go. Would you like to overheat, punch?
Yes, it would. Okay. I'm gonna recklessly attack
Ooh,
because I just haven't done that before, and this sounds fun.
it is fun. You attack with advantage for both attacks.
Is it both attacks?
Oh, actually, he could.
I think
No,
it says first. It's just the first
no,
one.
you choose on the first attack whether to make all your attacks reckless or none of your attacks reckless. I've looked it up. It's really awfully worded, but it is all of your attacks being reckless. It's multiple attacks reckless. Otherwise, it would be kind of shit because everyone gets advantage against you. But yeah, it's advantage on both attacks.
Okay. I'm just gonna go both on the dude, Argug.
Yeah.
Pow.
Super rage attacks. It's 29 points of damage. It's just slashing into him twice. It's like, take him out, which I don't know if anyone speaks Orcish. If they do, they can understand that. Yeah. In that
Dwarvish knowledge.
in that case, it's Eileen's turn. Come on, Eileen.
Wait, hold on. You know how I have a sword as a shield hand?
Yeah,
Would that be like a bonus action to do that?
I'd say so. Yeah,
To turn it to
to switch into shield mode.
So can I use my bonus action now? No, I can't because I used to do that. Never
Yeah.
mind, just kidding.
But in future turns, you can use it to turn into shield mode,
Yeah. Okay.
and then you can only attack with mace hand. I like your thing. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Probably never gonna use it though. I don't know. Well, maybe actually.
To yourself.
No, on Argo.
No, I was just gonna say. I just need to clarify. That's a bonus action. Still have movement and action. Okay. Action to disengage. Okay, both of the patrons going to get attacks of opportunity against you. Let's just slash at you. First one's going to barely miss. The second one's going to miss as well. No, wait. No, yeah. Just misses, though, that one. That was so close. But both do miss. Guessing they only get a +4 to their attacks, not a +5. But yeah, that's your turn. It's Jaina's go. Jaina is going to... She's probably gonna... she's gonna move past him because he's so injured. She can disengage with an action, and then she's going to lay on hands points you by 15. You're on full exactly. Oh wow, you're on full exactly from that. But yeah, see you injured running away. Argug's turn. Argug's going to look around, seeing probably the fortress as the biggest threat. Probably, but he knows. Yeah, he'll attack the fortress. Just bring down his sword. Gets advantage. He's going to actually hit you. Yeah.
But I'm resistant to it.
You are resistant. Wait, let me just check. It's resistant to non-magical. It's resistant to slashing from non-magical attacks, right?
Let's see. Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
From non-magical attacks, I believe.
It just is bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Okay. Well, whoops. That's 1 and a 5. That was terrible. So you don't. From his attack, he's just like, no.
Oh darn.
But it's just like how the same thing with Eric, isn't it? And it's turn. Therud, cast like fireball, not firebolt, fireball. That would totally go well.
I do not have fireball.
Cast like annihilate everything. Tidal wave. Cast tidal wave now. Tidal wave.
Yes, that's a good
Or
idea.
what's another AOE spell? Chain lightning.
I'm gonna cast like Sunbeam or something.
Sunbeam's single target, I think. Sunbeam's weird though.
I thought
But yeah.
it was like a line.
Well, it's like oh no, yeah, it is multiple targets, isn't it? But it's like you cast it on yourself and then you can use it on every turn. It's a really good spell.
Yeah, I used it in our tournament.
Oh yeah, you did.
Tournament,
You did.
the Battle Royale. Okay. Let's just do a firebolt.
That's going to
Wow.
hit Malreinn in the back. They're all natural ones and all. It just goes wildly off course and just.
Wow.
It's the second time an ally has hit Malreinn in this fight.
Malreinn just needs to stop getting in the way.
Yeah. After that, it's the patrons' turns. Patreon.
Subscribe
One
to
of them
our
is going to
Patreon.
move over and it's going to attack the dog. 'Cause it's going to deal 12 damage to the dog. The other one is going to attack the fortress. It's actually going to hit, strangely. Oh, I should roll for advantage just to see if I get an extra 20, which I don't. Only dealing 5 points, halved to 2 points of damage. Oh no!
Oh darn!
Yeah, barbarians never die, except for like, easy target for like banishes and things like that.
I'm also 8 feet tall.
It is Malreinn's turn.
I'm gonna play as a gnome barbarian.
Yeah, you can do Hunter's Mark. The spell that you should basically always use before fighting a boss. Just put it on the boss, immediately do loads more damage to it. But yeah, you mark him, Hunter's Mark him. Probably shouldn't use the same thing. You're going to have to back up to do that. And when you back up, he does get an attack of opportunity against you. 13 to hit, which does not hit. You already backed up. But yeah, you can use your bow now. He swipes at you but missed, so that is going to hit, and you can roll 1d6 additional damage as you hit him in the back. Gonna deal 9 damage. He's like, no, I won't die. He's panting. It's Marcus's go.
Markus is a bit away.
Is he away? Okay, in that case, it's the fortress's go. Oh no, never mind. I thought he meant away as in AFK.
No, I mean
No, he's definitely too far away to do anything unless he has like javelins. And even then, javelin would be okay. I think it's with disadvantage at that range, isn't it? I think javelins are 20, 40 feet. I will check. I think it's 20, 40. Oh no, it's 31, 20. Is he within 30 feet of you? No, so it would be with disadvantage. Miraculously, that's going to hit. It's going to hit him right through the leg, pinning him to the ground. He is currently out of the fight. And yeah, with that, he falls unconscious from blood loss. The charm effect on the patron's end, and you're all out of initiative.
Hey, BC.
We can save the rest for later, I believe. I think that's a good time to end the session. Right on time as well.
And the
And
campaign.
now would probably be the best time to tell you you've all leveled up.
Hey.
Whoa.
So yeah, that's that. Session done.
Game over.
Cool.
Campaign finished.
But the
We did it,
pads, no,
guys.
we can do the RP stuff afterwards. But yeah, what do you guys think of that one?
Coolio.
Good.
Dog.
Fun fact: the smoke woman, that her name was Guinevere Smoke, and she was supposed to be like the red herring for the person who was obviously the murderer, but nobody even like found her just by chance of where you happened to go and who you happened to talk to and things.
Wait, she wasn't just a marker for smoke somebody made?
No,
Okay.
her name was
Smoke.
I've already forgotten her name, Guinevere Smoke, and she was supposed to be like, well, she was basically this super like I don't care that people are getting murdered.
I'm highly disappointed in the lack of animals in this game.
Like think like a Goth Valley girl. That was basically what I was going for with Guinevere Smoke.
Where's my mule in this situation, by the way?
Your mule's outside.
Can I immediately run and go protect it?
Yeah, you can protect your mule.
By the way, I'm trying to make like a whole convoy of animals here.
Yeah, I think it's more just. I think that's a testament to your investigative skills, to be honest. There was a lot more clues you could find. For instance, if you did a better job investigating, or if maybe more than one person actually made investigation checks instead of just standing there.
Well,
you could
I
have
was
found out
not caring.
a strong person. The person who broke down the door had to be really strong because the murder victim threw a bunch of books and bookcases and counters in the way of the door, and they managed to break through still, so they had to be really strong. And the blade, the really cool, elaborate-looking blade, wasn't actually the murder weapon. The murder weapon was a very rusted-looking weapon, and that was made to look like the fancy blade was a murder weapon. But yeah. Yeah. I didn't actually need to try anything new this session, which is like the first one I haven't tried anything new with this campaign.
Whoa.
Whoa. No experimentation. Oh yeah, what do you think of the deck of many things? That item took so long to make.
That's great. It's
70.
sponge drawn, but it's a card.
Yeah.
So basically, every campaign, it's like sun drawn, but it's a robot. Sun drawn,
but it's a coffee
machine.
Thun drawn, but it's thun drawn.
Yeah, can that just be the next campaign? It's just stun drawn, but it's stun drawn.
Can I be
Thun
thun
drawn
drawn in this
for
campaign?
caravan.
Thundron is literally like the person who I need to have in like every campaign. Thundron's amazing.
We haven't seen Thun drawn in so long. I miss him. I'm getting withdrawal.
I mean, it is a very powerful item. I will say that it can fuck things up seriously, though.
So
That's the
basically,
best
every
item.
Thun drawn.
Like there may be one of the card effects that kind of doesn't instantly kill you, but it would make it fairly difficult to play on with that character. Not impossible, but difficult.
You
I
become
mean, we can only,
blind.
wait, can we do it once a day?
Oh, no, you can become blind, yeah, but that's not even the effect I was talking about.
Oh.
There's a lot of things that can go right and a lot of things that can go wrong with this thing, especially with the higher numbers.
Maybe I shouldn't touch that deck.
The
ever
final
again.
card, I could give you a hint on what the final card is. Nah, I won't. It's the final card and the first card are both kind of special, and they have decently sized effects. But we'll have to wait and see. Not necessarily. A lot of cards have good and bad effects. I think like 95% of them have good and bad effects. Some are just like the Wheel of Fortune, for instance. Both of the effects were the same because the effect wasn't necessarily good or bad. It was just a neutral effect. Yeah, and it's dictated by the way it's facing. When you pull out.
Can we use that?
As often as you like.
Oh, okay.
Of course, if you pull a card that like makes you lose all your fingers, be difficult to draw any more cards.
Pull it with your teeth.
Oh no, you've lost all your teeth.
Pull it with your toes.
Oh no, toes gone.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Suck
between
on
your
my
legs.
toes.
Use your stubs to pull it out.
You assume Rage was the bad one? Yeah, Rage was the negative effect of that card. And now that you've drawn the negative effect, you can't get the positive effect. But I can tell you guys what the positive/negative effects were of the cards you drew. Let me just get that thing. So with the King of Spears, you would have gained a +4 to your intelligence and wisdom for the next 24 hours, which is cool. If Dabo drew the negative effect, he wouldn't have gotten a +8 to wisdom. He instead would have lost 8 to wisdom, which I believe would have put his wisdom at exactly 0. Lime's. I don't think Lime ever shared what her effect did. Do you want to share what your effect did, Lime, or not?
Ooh.
Yeah. The bad effect of that would have been her silver coins turned into copper
Wait,
coins, and her gold coins turned
silver-
into silver coins.
Silver went all the way up to gold?
Yeah.
Oh wow. you
Funny thing,
skip
she only had
Electrum.
8. She only had 8 silver coins though, and no copper coins. So
Screw Electrum.
what is the? I'm not going to say what that one was because that's not been revealed. And Wheel of Fortune was one of those examples of effect that wasn't good or bad. It was just it could be either. And that's all the cards that have been drawn so far.
Cool.
My funniest card. I've got quite a lot of funny cards in there. Yeah, I should probably get some sleep too.
Alright. Well, tune in next time for another episode of Sin Nombre por Ahora.
Sure, that. Lime, you're Mexican. What did you just say? Oh, sorry, you're not Mexican, you're Spanish, right? They're the same thing. Yeah, I'll make another drawing for
Yeah,
this session.
Mexico is like right next to Portugal.
Don't you all speak Esperanto there?
Esperanto.
Yeah. No, Esperanto is like. Do you not know what Esperanto is?
I have never heard of that.
It's like about 20 years ago or something. I think it was 20 years ago. They were like, "Hey, let's make a universal language that's like a mixture of English, French, and Spanish." You can
That's
see why
terrible.
it's like so close to being a good idea. Like it's like a childlike view of language. It's like let's make a language that everyone can speak. And no, it was terrible.
No.
It's literally just like it's basically just a really shitty version of Spanish. It's not even that English or French. It's just mostly Spanish and a really bad version of it.
Let's just learn Spanish.
It's basically at that point you might as well just learn Spanish.
Already what I'm doing. Yeah, it's like English is like number 1, and then Chinese is number 2.
Yeah, but the problem with Chinese, here's the thing, the good thing about English is a lot more widespread around the world. So is like Spanish and French and Dutch. Those all are big languages that are very spread around. Chinese is literally just in like China.
And
It's like
just
all
so many people in China.
yeah. It's the same thing with Russian. Russian is quite a big language just because of Russia being big. Yeah, probably English. I think English and Spanish will easily become the two that are biggest, and even then, English is bigger because most Spanish-speaking countries still speak English a lot. Yeah, Portuguese is another one.
Brazil, Portugal the man.
But since Portuguese and Spanish are the same language, we didn't bring it up. And yeah, Chinese, from what I understand, Chinese is a really weird language among the Asian languages. I think Korean is the best one, isn't it? In terms of easiest to learn. I know that you can learn how to write in Korean in about like 5 minutes because they have that few symbols. Not that you can understand any of the things you're writing, but you can at least translate the symbols into words very easily. Sixth most, yeah. I imagine about that. What's Dutch? Dutch is probably pretty big, right? I imagine.
Ugh.
Because I know they speak Dutch in like Africa and things as well.
I did a little bit of Dutch once. That was interesting.
Can't speak Dutch. I know like one Dutch like kids song theme.
Dutch is such like I don't like Dutch.
But that's kind of like the difference between Brazilian Portuguese and regular Portuguese, isn't it? Now, like they're the same thing, but they're not the same thing. Kind of like, wow, Dutch is 56. Jesus. Oh, I guess because it's a small country. But it's like French and Canadian French. They're the same thing, but not.
British English.
Oh god, yeah, British English and American English, both of which suck. No, what? Both of which are really good. Although I still don't. I know, no, fuck that. Color just looks weird when it doesn't get spelled with a U. Like some words I agree with. Armor, for instance, I like spelling armor with no U because armoire, armorer looks weird, but armor. Yeah. Yeah, you made the king gay, even though you haven't even met him. And he's not even a king, he's a lord, but same difference. It's basically the same thing.
Basically. What? What? Oh, okay. Esperanto. Why would you? With an estimated 2 million speakers worldwide, what?
He's yeah, he's one of the top ones. He's one of the top 10, if that makes sense. Not super powerful though. You're yeah.
The Esperanto flag.
Wait, the largest community of people using Esperanto has only got 200 people.
Over 200 subscribers. Wow.
With well over 20 regular posters, which probably means like what, 21?
Wow, my YouTube channel has 126 subscribers. Oh, no,
YouTube
sorry.
channel.
I have well over 125 subscribers.
Yeah, exactly. Now you know the way to speak. Does that basically mean our Discord community has like, because our Discord community is basically rivaling a language at this point, borderline anyway.
I mean, no, the language has like 2 million speakers, but this community only has 200.
Native Esperanto speakers. Native.
Native.
You have to really fuck up as a parent to teach your kid Esperanto as their first language.
Native 350 as of 1996. They write with Esperanto Braille. No. Okay, Latin script with the Esperanto alphabet. Every time I say Esperanto, I say it with like a Spanish kind of sounding voice, because it's just a Spanish word. Esperanto, because it sounds like Esperanza. I wonder if Esperanto is on Google Translate. You better believe it is. Guys, fuck Esperanto is fuck Esperanto in Esperanto. Revolutionary language, guys. Oh no, sorry, it's Fuko. Oh, nope, still fuck. The heck is IP? Hey, Freaky.
Yeah.
Rob has a question.
Hmm?
Rob has a question.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was drawing. Which Megahertz my favorite so far? What, like of the PCs? I like the Fortress a lot, and I like Eileen a lot.
A podcast?
I think those are my two favorites, probably. Fortress and Eileen.
What podcast? Rob has a podcast. Okay. Is that what the podcast is called? Rob has a podcast. Okay. Rob has a podcast. The podcast. Rob has a podcast is in fact a podcast. Okay. Hosted by Rob Sesternino. Rob is Rob Sesternino confirmed? Peace out, Lime.
Bye.
Peace out. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Bye.
too. Bye.